My beloved child, quiet your spirit and receive every word I am about to speak over you. That ache you carry deep in your chest like a whisper, you cannot silence. I see it. I have always seen it. The enemy has been working relentlessly this week for one reason. He sees what I am about to join together, and he knows he cannot stop it. It all ends now. The loneliness, the wondering, the silent prayers whispered in darkness about whether this person is real, whether what you feel is divinely ordained, whether you are even worthy of the love I prepared for you. It ends here, not by chance, not by timing, but because of what you have already surrendered to me. Think back to that moment this week when you almost settled, when you almost convinced yourself that what you had been believing for was too much to ask, too sacred for someone with your past. That moment of almost was the moment I drew the line in the heavens. You pulled back from the counterfeit and activated the authentic. You did not destroy your love story, you protected it. You did not find this message by accident. I brought you here. This is a divine appointment written before the foundations of the earth, before your name was spoken, before your face was formed. You are standing at the threshold of something prophets spoke about and kings longed to see. Stay until the very last word. In the next few minutes, I will reveal the divine verdict confirming the assignment on your union. I will expose the exact lie the enemy planted between you and this person to delay what I already decreed. And at the end, I will give you the declaration that seals this covenant and locks the enemy out forever. Do not leave. Your future self, standing beside the person I designed for you, is begging you to stay. If you walk away now, you walk away right before the door opens. I know what the last 72 hours felt like. The atmosphere has been heavy, pressing down on every thought about this person. Your future, whether you missed your moment, maybe you have been lying awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, replaying words spoken or unspoken. Maybe you have been moving through your days in silence, doing everything right outside, but feeling an ache in your chest you cannot name. Or maybe you looked at this person and felt something so deep and holy that it frightened you, because you have never felt anything like it before and do not know what to do with it. You feel suspended in a corridor between who you have been and who you are becoming. Everything is quiet in a way that feels both sacred and terrifying. In that corridor, the enemy whispers a specific lie. He tells you the reason this connection feels incomplete, delayed, complicated, is because of something you did wrong. He replays that moment you pulled away too quickly. That moment fear showed on your face. That moment you chose to guard your heart. And now you wonder if that choice cost you the person I had for you. The accuser tells you that you disqualified yourself, that the version of you who made those choices is not worthy of the love I reserved for my beloved. But hear what my word actually says. All things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. All things, not the easy things, all things. That silence, that withdrawal, that moment you thought was your greatest mistake. I did not remove it from the plan. I used it to build the foundation. The enemy tries to convince you that you are watching a collapse, but you are witnessing a construction. You are not in a delay, you are in a preparation. The heaviness you feel is not the weight of something ending. It is the weight of something being completed, the final pressure before the breakthrough, the last breath before the cry, the last moment of darkness before the sun floods everything. You think the distance between you and this person is evidence it is falling apart. But let me reframe your reality. That distance is not destruction. That distance is design. Two people do not become the most powerful couple in my kingdom by accident. They are forged, tested, sent through fire that would consume anyone not truly called to stand beside each other. The fact that you are still standing, still believing, still feeling this pull when everything told you to let go, that is not weakness. That is the mark of my chosen. If you believe every word I am speaking over you right now, type Amen in the comments. Let your faith become a testimony. What I joined together is not just romantic, it is strategic. If your love life has been one of the most spiritually contested areas of your existence, it is because the enemy understands something about you that you are still learning to see. He does not waste warfare on ordinary things. He reserves his most sophisticated attacks for assignments that carry the most weight. A union between two people who both carry my fire does not just change a household, it changes history. Imagine two flames burning with the intensity of my heart, coming together not to orbit each other, but to ignite a movement. This is not just a merger of souls, it is a conjunction of destinies, a potent force designed to reshape realities, birth revival, leave an indelible mark upon eternity. The enemy knows this. He recognizes the explosive potential when two vessels filled with my spirit are yoked together. Such a union is not merely a personal victory, but a cosmic shift, a strategic alliance that can dismantle his fortresses and usher in unprecedented light. Therefore, he pours his most cunning energies against the sacred covenant, poised to become a wellspring of divine power. Some messages do not just inform, they activate. If something stirred in your spirit, you may be ready to receive the deeper revelation I prepared. This sacred guide reveals the divine patterns behind your calling, your suffering, and your destiny. It comes with the full audiobook for prayer and quiet moments with me. For those I called to speak my truth, you will also receive a powerful companion guide. The link is in the pinned comment, but only for a limited time. The battle is not about them. The battle is about what you together would become. The enemy is not fighting your past. He is fighting your future. Every false start, almost every heartbreak that left you questioning your worth begins to look less like failure and more like targeted interference. Think about David before his throne. It was not just Goliath. It was Saul's jealousy, his brother's contempt, exile, betrayal, seasons where my calling felt like a curse. Through it all, David was being prepared not just for leadership, but for a depth of intimacy with me that only suffering could carve out. What if the same is true for your love story? What if every wound that left you guarded, every relationship that collapsed, was not proof you are broken, but evidence that what is coming required a level of preparation ordinary people never go through? Because that kind of couple does not just build a life, they build a legacy, they carry a generational anointing. What flows through them pours into their children, community, calling, every life they touch. Imagine two tempered steel swords forged in adversity. United, they cleave through mountains of opposition. The enemy dreads this union not for its romance, but for its spiritual potency. Here is what is really happening. Preparation without revelation is just pain. You do not just need healing from your past. You need to understand why it happened. There is a difference between healing from a wound and receiving the wisdom encoded inside it. One stops the bleeding. The other hands you a weapon. Most people only go after healing and never retrieve the revelation buried inside their pain. Healing stops the damage, but revelation teaches you to deflect future assaults. Without this deeper wisdom, you are left with scars that ache and recurring susceptibility to the same patterns. The person meant to stand beside you is someone forged in a process similar to yours, so they can recognize the real you, the version hammered and refined in hidden places. The union the enemy fears most is not between two people who had perfect lives. It is between two people who both survived what should have broken them and came out walking in my purpose anyway. The preparation I am doing in you now, the pruning, the silence, the discomfort of waiting, is not punishment. It is precision. I am not slow. I am surgical. A surgeon does not apologize for taking time to do the procedure correctly when the stakes are this high. You are not being held back. You are being readied. One produces anxiety. The other produces trust. My timing is not dictated by human impatience, but by divine perfection. To be held back implies stagnation. To be readied speaks of acceleration and spiritual maturity, building capacity, strengthening who you are becoming. Here is what breaks the cycle for most of my children. Many of my chosen ones end up in wrong relationships again and again, even after healing, prayer, doing the work. Not because they are weak. It is because they operate with an incomplete understanding of what they carry. When you do not fully see the weight of your assignment, you will consistently accept connections not calibrated for it. You will give access to people never cleared to carry what you carry. Those relationships, no matter how much love exists, will always create friction because of spiritual incompatibility. No amount of effort can resolve. Many beautiful souls underestimate the magnitude of their God-given assignment. They have not grasped that their life is not just their personal journey, but a vital instrument in my cosmic plan. When you do not carry this awareness, you underrate the importance of spiritual compatibility. This is where discernment becomes more important than desire, because desire can be manipulated. Desire responds to what looks good, feels familiar, soothes loneliness in the moment. But discernment, true spiritual discernment flowing from my spirit, cuts through the surface and asks, was this person sent by me, or directed to you by your wound? Some relationships you grieved hardest were not my best for you. They were the enemy's imitation, a counterfeit so close to the real thing you nearly surrendered your destiny trying to make it work. The counterfeit always comes first. If the enemy can lock you into a connection that looks like the promise but is not, he does not have to fight your future. You will build your life around a substitution and never realize the original was waiting. The enemy's counterfeits mirror the very desires I placed in your heart. They promise love, security, companionship, but they are hollow at their core, offering temporary solace that ultimately distracts from my true provision. Once you invest your emotional capital into these imitations, you can become so entrenched you cease to recognize the genuine when it appears. But the counterfeit could only fool you as long as you did not fully know yourself. That is why the wilderness was necessary, not to punish you, not to delay you, but to introduce you to yourself in ways comfort never could. Moses did not know who he really was until the burning bush. But the burning bush only came after 40 years in the desert. I was not wasting those 40 years. I was stripping away every false identity Moses inherited from Pharaoh's house. So when the real assignment came, Moses would answer from truth instead of pretense. Your wilderness season, however long or arduous, is precisely this process of divesting from borrowed identities and embracing the authentic essence of who I created you to be. The real question is whether you are willing to let the desert finish its work, because the moment you exit prematurely, you carry unfinished pieces into the promise, and they become the very thing that destabilizes what I built for you. There is something I build into a chosen partnership that cannot be manufactured, rushed, or borrowed. It is a shared language of the spirit, a resonance so specific that when you encounter the right person, something in you will recognize something in them that has nothing to do with attraction and everything to do with alignment. That alignment will not feel like fireworks. It will feel like rest, like exhaling for the first time in years, like coming home to a place you have never been but have always known. This is the sign most people overlook because they have been taught to look for intensity. They mistake chaos for chemistry and anxiety for passion. But what I am about to bring into your life will not destabilize you. It will not keep you guessing. It will not leave you constantly proving your worth. It will steady you. It will see you. It will call you higher without making you feel small. True spiritual alignment is not a volcanic eruption. It is the deep, silent flow of a mighty river. It is the profound sense of being truly seen, not for your accomplishments or facade, but for the deepest, most authentic essence of who you are. This connection does not demand you prove your worth. It affirms it, and here is the part you probably did not expect. The thing blocking this union from arriving is not the enemy's attacks, as real as those have been. It is not your past, as painful as it was. It is not the other person's unreadiness. The hidden root is that some part of you has not yet fully believed you deserve a love that does not cost you your peace. You have been so conditioned by love that came with conditions. Love that required you to shrink, love that always had a price, that when something wholesome and pure begins to approach, something in you gets uncomfortable. That discomfort disguises itself as discernment. It whispers that it is too good, that something must be wrong, that you have been fooled before. This is the most insidious barrier because it masquerades as wisdom. You learn to associate love with struggle, with compromise, with painful shedding of your authentic self. So when a love appears that is genuinely peaceful, pure, and aligned, a part of you recoils. It screams, "This cannot be right. It is too easy." It is a trap until that deep interior agreement is broken, the one that says love for you has to be hard to be real. The door stays closed. Not because I am not faithful, not because your person is not out there, but because the version of you that walks into that union must be someone fully ready to receive it without sabotaging it. I am not withholding your destined partner. I am waiting for the version of you equipped to not only receive but to sustain that sacred union, without succumbing to old patterns of self-destruction. You must be ready to believe that love can be both profoundly powerful and deeply peaceful. That wholeness does not require relinquishing yourself. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not when you feel more prepared. Right now, in this very second, I am inviting you to make a decision. Not a feeling, not a wish, but a decision that you are worthy of the love I designed before you were born, that the suffering was not your identity, that the delay was not your destiny, that the two of you, you and the one I have already prepared, will walk in a dimension of love and purpose and power that the world has been waiting to witness. Place your hand on your heart right now and speak this over yourself. I release every agreement I made with love that required me to lose myself. I release every wound that told me I was too much or never enough. I cancel every counterfeit connection that was sent to occupy the space you reserved for something holy. I declare that I am fully ready to receive the love that heaven designed for me. Not the imitation, not the substitute, but the real thing. I declare that my partner and I will walk in alignment, in purpose, in power, and in peace. I declare that what you join in us will not be broken, will not be interrupted, and will not be stopped. I am chosen, I am worthy, and the most powerful chapter of my story is not behind me. It is just beginning. If this message confirmed what your spirit already knew, and if you are ready to go deeper into understanding your calling, your season, and everything I am preparing you for, the resources I have prepared are waiting in the pinned comment below. Your breakthrough is not coming, it is already here.